From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is a news blast for this hour. LGBTQ Nation is reporting that Lambda Legal announced on Wednesday a win for LGBTQ plus and HIV groups as a judge ruled in a case brought by the civil rights organization that funding cuts ordered by the Trump administration be restored. $6.2 million in funding was at stake for 9 organizations. Lambda Legal filed the suit San Francisco AIDS Foundation v. Trump in February, challenging 3 executive orders that sought to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and censor references to gender identity or LGBTQ plus populations. The plaintiffs included the San Francisco AIDS Foundation, Los Angeles LGBT Center, the GLBT Historical Society of San Francisco Community Health Center, Prisma Community Care in Arizona, the New York City LGBTQ Community Center, the Bradbury Sullivan Community Center in Pennsylvania, Baltimore Safe Haven and Transport Support Group Forge in Wisconsin. The restored funding follows a ruling in early June from the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California granting a preliminary injunction blocking implementation of 3 of President Donald Trump's executive orders that threatened to defund these organizations. The court agreed that plaintiffs were likely to succeed in showing that multiple provisions of 2 anti-DEI executive orders and an anti-transgender executive order are unconstitutional. Lambda Legal argued that the executive orders violate the plaintiffs' rights to equal protection, free speech, and due process, and that the orders likely violate the separation of powers. Jose Abrigo, senior attorney and HIV project director at Lambda Legal, confirmed on Tuesday that the funding cuts had been restored. We have confirmed that our plaintiffs, LGBTQ plus organizations providing critical services to their communities, have seen their threatened funding restored, he said in a statement. Together, the groups provide a range of critical programs serving the LGBTQ plus community, including HIV treatment and prevention, sexual and reproductive health screenings and services, youth programs, homelessness prevention, and mental health and employment services, among others. We know the battle is far from over, and there will be setbacks along the way, Abrigo added, but the cause is too important and the need too great for us to lose heart. The win comes amid a mixed record of success clawing back cuts by the Trump administration to programs focused on the LGBTQ plus community. This week, under pressure from a coalition of Senate Democrats and Republicans, the Trump administration acceded to a demand to restore over $400 million in cuts to PEPFAR, the president's emergency plan for AIDS relief. That program was thrown into chaos earlier this year as Elon Musk's DOGE initiative gutted foreign aid with a dismantlement of the USAID. The Senate has until Friday to approve the revised funding. Launched in 2003 by President George W. Bush to fund HIV prevention, treatment, and care, the program has been one of the most successful global health initiatives, saving tens of millions of lives and helping to combat HIV/AIDS in low-income countries, especially in Africa and the Caribbean. Despite its success, the president and congressional Republicans have repeatedly targeted the program, with social conservatives claiming PEPFAR funds are used to promote LGBTQ plus rights. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with that. At the Department of Health and Human Services, however, Democrats in Congress had no luck beating back the dismantlement of a service dedicated to LGBTQ plus youth. The so-called Press 3 option on the National 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline was eliminated on Thursday, July 17th, on orders of HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. This hotline has already saved countless lives, said out Representative Mark Pocan, the Democrat from Wisconsin. This short-sighted and dangerous plan undermines 988's ability to provide tailored support for a population with higher risk of suicide and will have lethal consequences if enacted. Since it began operation with the support of Trevor Project in 2022, the Press 3 option has helped support an increasing number of LGBTQ plus youth, with demand growing from 1,752 referrals in September 2022 to 58,924 in February 2025 alone. Calls reached their peak in January with Trump's inauguration. 60,711 callers that month shared their distress with Lifeline counselors. That's the news blast for this hour. PEP Radio is now available on Alexa. Simply tell your device, Alexa, play PEP Radio. We are also available on Roku, the PEP Radio page of paequality.com, and the Live 365 app. If you are watching the video version of our news reports on YouTube, please leave us a comment and subscribe to our channel. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.